Hello everyone, today I'm bringing you my deck profile for Minerva in Standard. Um, it's not the best deck in the format, far from the best deck unfortunately, but it is a deck I really like. It's personally one of my favorite, not just Keta decks, just decks in general in Standard to play. It's very fun. So we'll just quickly start getting to it. So because of how the deck works, you've got to run her ride line. So we've got Minerva, we've got Chamomile, we've got Melissa, and then you've got Vivid Rabbit. I mean, if you really wanted to be that way, you could run any of the other starters, but you do run this just on the off case that you need to get a Genesis unit back. Going into the main deck, we've got 3 more Minervas because Persona riding is exceedingly important for the deck because you can push not on a Persona ride turn, but having the Persona ride actually makes it scary. It makes it lethal actually possible because on a Persona ride, Minerva with another 3 in Soul goes to 28, Chamomiles go to 25, even just an 8k goes to, what's that, 23. So it makes it so much bigger since you get 5 attacks. Sorry, 6 attacks, because you restand Vanguard. 4 Angelicas, just because it can go to Soul, it can turn Minerva on to give the front row the 5k, and it's a Genesis unit. I could see a world in which we get a better thing for the deck eventually, because this is very outdated. Set 8. 3 more Chamomiles. So you want to just store up your Chamomiles as much as possible throughout the early game. And then only then, once you think you can go full lethal, start soul blasting the Chamomiles. 4 Thassis, they're still good enough. You can like scry, you can like look at the top cards, and you can pick things up and put them to soul, and put things from drop and hand, and clean up your hand. It also, if you've got, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would have it, but if you didn't call an Angelica and you had in hand, she could put an Angelica into soul for Minerva. So we've got 2 Coco. Only 2 though, because she is notably not Genesis. She is OTT. It is still bonkers good though for the deck because her cost is put a card from hand into soul. So she can put the Angelicas, she can put the Chamomiles, she can put the Melissas that we've got in the main deck into soul. And then look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose a card from among them, put into hand, and put the rest on the top of your deck or into soul. So it seems pretty good, I see. But you do only run 2 of it though, because it is OTT and not Genesis, so it can clash a little bit. So I don't actually know what we call this cycler, but the Brilliant Dragon Bradyarch, we have 2 of them because we don't use energy for anything else in the deck, and things can get a little sketchy if you run out of Genesis units off of Minerva. So maybe you want to, like, especially if you discard a Minerva, maybe you want to get the Minerva back for the following turn to Persona Ride, or if you just want that safety blanket of having another Genesis unit for the following turn to be able to Minerva again. It can also scry. It just lets you scry, which is very helpful. For Rerelim, it's just it's able to help manipulate and build your soul. We've got 1 Maple. So I'm not 100% sold on Maple. Maple's okay. The reason you run it is just to be able to, like I was saying, persona writing is so insanely important to you. And having Maple is just because it's so important, you might as well run Maple. You could run the grade 2 Maple, but like I don't really know what you would take out for it. You could take out the grade 1 Maple for the grade 2, but then your other attackers are more important than her because she's just kind of there. But this also just helps build a board state for you. She's an AK booster on a, so that she can actually do shit, you know? We've got Melissa. She's just a booster that you can call out once Minerva restands. Whether if you want her to boost Minerva, if you want them to boost the Chamomiles you call out. So we've got 4-sider. Is it 4-siders? Yeah, 4 of them. I still like it just because it is a 10k boost, a 10k guard rather, and you can play her down, boost Minerva with her, end of battle, she bounces back, and then you can Minerva and discard it. We've got 3 PGs, and then the Sanctitude. For triggers, so I'm gonna have to sell you on this one. I'm gonna have to sell you on the Keta one. The reason I like this so much is because if you do hit this on your big turn, on your big Persona Ride turn that you want to call your Chamomiles out, you go rear guard, swing Minerva, say you hit the OT there, you then trigger it, you go restand Minerva, call out Chamomile. You then go swing Minerva again, swing Chamomile, you get a drive check, swing Chamomile, get a drive check. Now that's only 2 extra drive checks, but with the extra pressure that adds, I've found that it's scarier than what other OTs can potentially provide, because like the only other one that I could really think of is red OT, because it just lets Chamomile restand. So you could do that if you really wanted to. We've got 8 crit. You don't run the effect crit because there's just no point. You can build up soul way. The soul is not a problem in this deck. And it's also not a Genesis unit, so obviously it's not a Genesis unit, but there's like no manipulation for it. We've got 4 heals. You could run. It's personal preference if you want to run the like the heals with effects. And then we get the draws. So you can run fronts, especially for the argument of the big push turn, and especially because they become 20k guards. But I found that the fact that these are 10k guards, and that they let you just dig a little bit more because this is a very, very piece reliant deck. It helps so much. The only other thing that I would really want to talk about is the cup order. Gracious something, the cup order that gives you Persona Ride. You can run that in like favor of Maple or a Cider or this guy or something. That's the only other thing that I would think about adding to the deck. But besides that, that's about it, because Genesis has a couple other standards and units in standard, but I just don't think they're quite up to the standard of playability. But I believe that is it to talk about for the deck. It's far from the best deck in the room, but it is always fun. This is always a very, very fun deck. And it has thankfully come down a lot in price. So if you do want to pick up a deck that is relatively cheap, I mean, I admittedly haven't looked at the price of Minerva herself recently, but you don't have Ketapile. So if you want to play a Keta deck that doesn't require Ketapile, here you go. It's very fun. So here's the deck code if you do want to look at it later on. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it informative. Okay then, bye bye.